Hey there, Logan. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni McGregor, and I work with business owners across the state of Utah. I'm based out of Utah County myself. So I put together a quick custom video for you just about your online presence and specifically how you're stacking up against your competition. I'm sure at this point you're most likely sitting there asking yourself, okay, why does she do this and what's the catch here? Well, fair question. What I have found is that most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business. Most of them are swamped with payroll, helping customers, answering questions, dealing with employees, and just staying on top of jobs that many times learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company just gets buried underneath all the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time, the only reason they haven't hired somebody yet is because they don't know who to trust or know who is truly an expert. And that is exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of things that they can actually do to impact their business for free, it has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni. Can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard, and if you can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I gave you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now let's cover the 3 things that are going to set Maverick overhead doors above your competition. First would be content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you do. It needs to be told through your content. So content is basically going to be anything here that you can see on your website that's highlighted. So this can be the text, it can be pictures, what your pictures are saved as, what's behind the pictures. All of that can be considered content. Now, to give you an example of this, let's just go ahead and jump to the top. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do some right clicks over here on these images and do a save as. We can see what your image is saved as. Just kind of a generic home one, and then I believe, let's go save as a home 2 here. So for example, this would be a great way to be able to leverage high volume keywords by including them here in your detailed image descriptions. Again, all of these things are things that the Google bots can read and basically get an idea of what is this business, what services are they offering, what area are they targeting, and that's going to position you in the search rankings. So the goal is having unique and authoritative content, and you need to be able to have enough of it to add in the right keywords and key phrases that people are going to be searching for in Google in order for somebody to find the services that you guys actually offer. Most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank #1 on Google for garage door companies, for instance, the average content count is 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage alone. Again, while making sure that it contains the right keywords and phrases that your customers are actually searching for. So when I copied all of your content here from your homepage and I threw it into one of my tools, I'm seeing here that your website or your homepage is coming back around 472 words on it. Again, very beatable to go ahead and increase your content count here with the right keywords. This is what drives competitor traffic, and it is 100% beatable if you're able to get that done. Now we're actually going to jump over here into one of my tools. Well, I guess first, let's try and just take a quick look here. This is who I show currently ranking as the #1 garage doors only there in St. George. And we're going to actually take their website here and we're going to plug it into one of my tools. This tool is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool. It typically costs a couple $100 a month if you guys want to go get that for yourself. It essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google is looking at when it comes to ranking a site. And you can get an idea of what is working well for you and for your competition. So I ran a quick scan here of garage doors only, and we can see right here in the initial overview, we can see how many keywords their website is being found for and roughly what type of traffic that is driving to their website every single month. Now we're going to actually dive specifically here into the keywords, and we can take a deeper look at exact keywords that they are ranking for and what your customers are searching for every single month. Now let's just go ahead and do, just to help make it highlight a little bit here. Okay, so looking at St. George, you can see here they're ranking in the higher positions here, like especially these ones here. Again, this is just a tool, so sometimes this is a little bit lagged. When I did Google it tonight, they are showing in the #1 for this specific key term that I'm looking at. But just to give you an idea, we've got garage door repair, St. George, Utah, 90 volume every single month. They're ranking in the top 3 positions for that. Garage door repair, St. George, 200 searches every single month. Again, top 3 positions. Garage Doors St. George, 60 volume every month. Garage Door St. George, Utah, 30 volume per month. Just to kind of give you an idea there of the different volume that they are being found for there in high ranking positions for that. Now let's jump over here into your website. With the same tool here, I've got your URL plugged in here. We can see the same overview. We can see how many keywords your website is being found for and what type of traffic roughly per month that is driving. Now again, we're going to dive specifically into your keywords here. Just take a look at here what you're being found for and roughly which position you're being found for. Obviously you're being found for less, so it's not as hard to see all the keywords right here in one spot, but you are being found for a lot of those exact keywords, which is great. You've got your first one, garage door repair, St. George, 200 volume every single month. You guys look like you're being found in like the 7th position. I believe tonight when I pulled it up, it was 6th, 7th position. So not bad. You're just on the bottom of the first page of Google. We really want to bump that up to the top. And I'll talk about that again a little bit later as well. Garage door St. George, 60 searches every single month, 6th position. You are being found in Cedar, which is great as well, 7th position there. Garage door repair St. George, 90, again 30. A lot of the same keywords that you've got going on there, just a lower ranking position there. So what would that do for your company if you guys were able to get those position rankings higher up and gain more of that traffic? What would that do for you guys? Now, okay, so we're actually going to jump back over here. Let's see, into Google here. We're going to take a little pivot. So we're going to kind of look at the top here. So we've got one of those keywords here. We've got garage door repair, St. George. I've got that plugged in. The first thing that we see here up at the top is the ads section. I can see you guys are running some Google ads right now. As we can see kind of throughout the page that you'll notice throughout here. It looks like you're trying to gain some more traction and gain some more clients that way. Here's the thing with ads. Ads can definitely work. I'm not saying that they're a bad source of leads, but you just have to be really careful because they also can be a money pit if your foundation, like your website, isn't dialed in, or if customers are using like an ad blocker. So just be careful to not burn through your money every single month after month with Google Ads unless you know for sure that your site is going to convert and that your ads are working well. But we're not going to go ahead and talk much about the ads. We're going to actually jump below the ads section. We're going to go down here into this area. This is the coveted map pack section. So this area has a lot to do with the second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. And you're probably asking yourself, okay, great, what is a citation and why do they matter? Well, great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. I'm sure you've seen it. You've probably even used this section and probably thought to yourself, how in the world can I get my business up on here? Because I do see with your ads, it is pulling you here as a sponsored. So I know you're wanting to be here in the top 3. So great questions, and that's about what I'm going to show you here. So to get yourself in the top 3 spots, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. Well, what is a citation? Well, super simple. It's just your business name, address, and phone number being listed on a bunch of online directories like these: Yelp, Yellow Pages, City Star, so on. Having these citations helps Google to be able to verify you, and then it gives relevance to your local business. And when you have that, it'll help push you into the top 3 spots here on Google. When you get more citations than your competitors, especially from authoritative and industry-specific websites, your credibility boosts with Google, you gain more trust, and then that pushes you here above your competition. Now, you might be asking yourself, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, there are paid tools that will help us be able to see the exact directories that your competition here is listed on, and then we can go out and match those directories. But of course, we don't want to just stop at matching them. We want to dominate them. What we've seen is that with most garage door companies that are ranked to the top, we see them usually around 200 to 350 citations. Depends on the competition and the location area. But if you're pushed down below that, 2nd, 3rd page, bottom of the 1st, depends on where you're at with that, you guys might only have 30 or 40 citations. So we not only need to go get those citations to match them, but then we need to dominate them. Now, let's talk about the last thing that I wanted to go over with you today, which is backlinks, or often called link juice. So this 3rd pillar is really going to help you dominate here on Google. So again, when we typed in garage door repair St. George, and we scroll down below the ads, below the map pack, we get down into this section. So this section is called the organics listing section. Now you can see here that your site is not ranked as number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are sitting again around that 6th or 7th position here on Google right now. Of course, you want to be in a higher ranking position because Google statistics do show that about 75% of the clicks go to the top 3 spots here on Google. So most of your potential customers are choosing one of these first 3 results and are never even making it down to your listings down here. Now, in order to beat your competition out in every aspect, you need authority. So how do you get authority? Well, this is where the backlinks comes into play. Simply put, a backlink is when one website links to another website online. The easiest way to think about this is thinking about it like a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I do say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you guys are a garage door company, right? Well, you wouldn't want to have a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to you because you don't make ice cream. Although that would be tasty, it would be pretty useless to you. But if you had a backlink from like a local blog or industry specific site linking back to you, that would be much more effective. Again, let's jump over here into back into that Ahrefs tool. Let's go into yours. We can actually see here, you guys have 172 backlinks pointing back to your website. That's not bad. It's a great start. It's just not dominant. Again, looking up the #1 comp there in the St. George area, let's go ahead and take a look at, they have 110 backlinks being pointed back to them. Again, you might be questioning it for since they are a lower quantity here. However, remember, quality over quantity. As I did some research into what type of backlinks they had differing from yours, I saw that they had some more strong, relevant sources linking back to them. Again, how are we able to see that? Here with Ahrefs, I can actually dive in specifically, and I can see the exact links that are being linked to them, and then we can go out and get those exact links, and not only match them, but then go ahead and even get stronger links back to your website. Getting you here to the top of Google, it is not magic. It is just a tried and true method. And I've shown you that exact method here today. So again, the 3 things that you can do today to grow your online presence. First, focusing on that content. Getting your content to at least the 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage. Making sure you get the right keywords and right phrases that people are actually searching for in your area to get found. Second is citations, making sure you get your name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories so that you guys beat out your competition by a landslide. And then finally, just making sure that you're getting more quality, strong source backlinks being pointed back to you guys to show Google that you guys are the authority. If you implement these strategies today, you can be #1 across Google. Now, I'm sure that you're sitting there asking yourself, okay, well, what now? Well, you really have a few options. If you feel like you cannot handle any more clients every month, that is absolutely fair. If you could just send me a quick note telling me you watched the video, tell me your thoughts about it, I would really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you are ready to grow, then you can take this blueprint and implement these 3 strategies on your very own today. I gave you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it is all yours to use to help your company. Now, if you found this information valuable, and if you are still one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, just simply respond to my email. We'll set up a time to chat and dive deeper into your specific situation and see what I can do to help your business really thrive. Once again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email. Have a great day.